the last 18 months really for all nonprofits, especially in our world with high-risk children, has been really difficult. As you know, we had to stop going into children's homes. And actually, right at the same time, we lost both of our employees to other more COVID careful and secure positions going through a pandemic. They were wonderful. They got us to where we are. But very quickly, we had to pivot as a board, and we had to get really down in it and find the next best executive director who was going to take us further. And boy, did we find a visionary. I'd like to acknowledge Craig Wagner, our new executive director. Tonight, we're here to honor you and say thank you for accepting this wonderful position. Craig, actually, for the last, you were at Lower Cape Fear Hospice for 4 years. You were the foundation director and the executive marketing director, correct? I mean, you have so many titles.
That's correct.
Craig. Before that, Craig was CEO of the Onslow County United Way. With these different positions, Craig has brought so much to our organization. And Craig, what you don't know is I went around and because I can say how many wonderful things about you, just myself, but just the few board meetings we've had and how fast he's picked up and gotten our cases going and helping us move forward here in Wilmington has been very impressive. So I went around and I asked some of the board members their thoughts on what they think of what you've brought to the table so far. And some of them are, you're next level. You're definitely motivated. You're forward thinking. You're a visionary. You're very passionate for what we do. And it's so clear that your love of giving back started at a very young age. Because you can't do what we do without it deep inside you. And it's difficult sometimes. We do have roadblocks. But what I love about working with Craig, and we've had a lot of time together back and forth recently in the last few months, his positive attitude. You know, we can't just take no for an answer, or no, we can't do that. Or, you know, Craig thinks a lot in the same terms that I do. So we're going to find a way. We're always going to find a way to help these kids. And this is one of the reasons I'm involved, and I'm still very much involved, and I'm proud of where we are. And now I feel like, Craig, you, and I'd like to acknowledge your beautiful wife, Sarah, who's next to you. Sarah also has the same big giving heart. So I do feel like we've got a 2-for-1 deal here. Thank you, Sarah, for being here and letting Craig spend all these hours on Welcome Angel. But I'd like to officially thank you, Craig, and come on up and say a few words.
Man, those comments are going to be really expensive in bribes, aren't they? We'll get there a little bit later, though. And thank you, everyone, for being here tonight and for such a warm welcome. I do want to take a moment and thank my beautiful and lovely fiance wife, Sarah, who in just 1 month's time, we will no longer have to overly explain our complicated COVID wedding situation. We will hopefully be able to walk down the aisle officially in front of our family and friends and be able to celebrate our marriage in an even more formal capacity. But your support and taking on this new endeavor means a lot. So thank you always for that. Thank you. Yep. So, well, who thought we'd be here again, right? I'm very grateful for our intimate gathering tonight that we tried to do as safely as possible. Thank you again, Catherine, and Trot for opening your beautiful home as we try to spread out and just being mindful of this new variant. There seems to be a new one of the alphabet popping up every other week, it seems. But I can tell you this, that while we find new ways of navigating this and finding new ways to find normalcy, for us it's easy. I can't say the same about the families that we serve. In the 3 months that I've been with Welcome Home Angel, we have 5 families already in the pipeline ready to help, which means 5 families that we've gone on home visits for, and 5 home visits that we've seen the very intimate lives in their homes and what they deal with every single second of every single day. and the adversity that they have to overcome of every single second of every single day, caring for chronically ill, injured, and developmentally disabled children. And the adversity that these families overcome every second of the day doesn't just stop with the child, because a lot of times it's often an older grandparent or an older guardian that is providing as the caregiver for the children, who are a lot of times are in their late 60s or 70s, who literally break their backs every single day just picking up the child to provide basic care, to get them into the tub. And it's really incredible to see their strength and to see their resolve. And in some ways, I can empathize with these families because on a flip perspective, I was a very young caregiver. My grandmother was handicapped after a car accident, and I helped her with those daily living tasks, helped her get out of the bed, get into her wheelchair, daily living kind of things. I cooked dinner every night while my mom works late and helped her getting, again, into her wheelchair. And the difference, though, was that I still went to school and I had a break at the end of the day. These caregivers don't. There is no one coming in at the end of the day to provide that relief for them. And these caregivers just don't get the luxury of that break. There's no relief from those duties. So when an organization like Welcome Home Angel can provide some kind of relief so these caregivers aren't accelerating their own aging, providing care by installing handicap ramps, accessible showers, widening doorways, installing safety features, mobility devices, working with other community partners to leverage funds to make these makeovers even bigger than what we have the resources for, it has a profound impact on the lives of the caregivers. And I haven't even mentioned the kids yet. Now, I haven't experienced a room reveal yet, but I've seen some videos of our previous room reveals. And if you go to our YouTube channel, or if you go to the Design Network and stream some of our Welcome Home Angel TV shows, you'll see what these room reveals are like. And I will guarantee you, as Sarah can attest to, you will cry with joy, because these room reveals for these children, it's like something better than Christmas morning.
Yeah.
Because for them, it's more than just a beautiful room with sensory and therapeutic stimulation devices. These spaces are a safe haven for them. It's custom to what they need. It's truly theirs. And it also provides peace of mind for these caregivers. Now, this is typically where the classic bait and switch would come in. But we promised everyone, this is not about an ask. We're not asking anyone for money tonight. But we do have a bit of an ulterior motive for gathering you here, and that's because we wanted to share a very special announcement with you. We know that this need doesn't just exist in Wilmington, North Carolina, and that COVID only exacerbated this need as families spent more time in their homes that were not equipped to provide this very specialized care and support that their children with special needs or significant injuries really needed. And few organizations, if any, are really willing or able to make the extensive renovations necessary in these families' homes, because let's face it, if anyone here has done any kind of renovations, it's always expensive, it's always time-consuming, it's labor-intensive, and after we've done an environmental scan and market research, we realized that this mission that we serve is really unique across the country. And with that, our board developed a vision. And that vision is to share our expertise with other communities across the country in our goal of expanding nationally. Remaining as a locally founded Wilmington headquartered nonprofit, our first goal will be to expand to Chicago. And who better to lead this charge than our very own HGTV design scholar and Welcome Home Angel TV show host and producer, Meg Caswell. Yes, round of applause. And of course, this seems like a very natural first step, of course, Meg has been involved with so many room makeovers and renovation, but also her passion is set to guarantee the success of this. You heard it from her, firsthand. This is going to be our first step as part of our national expansion, and we know it's going to be hit out of the park. But at the same time, we also want to be very intentional about this growth, and we want to set these chapters up for success and taking our time, but that won't come at the expense of Wilmington and where we got started. Because it's for people like you that are gathered here tonight, that we could even be in a place that we could think to even consider casting a vision like this. Because we're so thankful for the community supporters in the Cape Fear region that to even have an opportunity of spreading joy and relief across the nation, that we really have to give thanks to those who created our founding here and our start to even cast that vision across the country. So we want to say thank you. We also want to conclude our remarks for the evening. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Catherine and Trot, again, for hosting us this evening. We have some wonderful snacks and beverages provided from Pine Valley Market. I also encourage everyone to follow us on social media. We have our work cut out for us, but it's going to be a very, very exciting few months ahead for us. Again, 5 cases and 5 makeovers pending that we are chomping at the bit to get started, in addition to our fundraiser that we will be having in the spring of 2022. So if you'd like to get involved, please let me or another board member know. We'd love to have you. And thanks again for coming tonight.